New England's trusted news source, ABC6 News at Noon.
Your voice, your vote, and the race for governor of Rhode Island is now set. Governor Dan McKee survived a tough primary challenge from former CVS exec Helena Foulkes and now gets ready to meet Republican Ashley Kalus in the general. And she is already firing on all cylinders, attacking the governor's record. ABC6 News reporter Yanni Trigelis caught up with Kalus this morning. He joins us now live outside the State House with more. Yanni?
Good afternoon, Doreen. Yeah, I caught up with Kalus earlier today with the primaries in the books, and the two of them set to go head-to-head on November 8th. And she fired some shots, calling the governor's record as governor since being appointed a disaster.
This is a fight for the future of Rhode Island.
Following victories in Tuesday's Rhode Island primary, the race for governor is now set between current governor, Democrat Dan McKee, and Republican nominee Ashley Kalus. While speaking with ABC6 following her win last night, Kalus criticized her opponent, criticizing the incumbent's record.
What we need is a leader who will invest in the future of Rhode Island, and that's what you're going to get with me. So the choice I feel for voters is very simple. Are we going to be in our old ways of career corrupt politicians? I mean, he's under FBI investigation. I mean, we talk about what he's done in the short period of time that he's been appointed. He was never elected. I mean, now he's under FBI investigation. He's had scandals. We have departments and agencies that have a lack of leadership because he hasn't filled those posts. I mean, we really have a disaster, and we can choose change.
Governor Dan McKee's campaign has not responded to requests this morning by ABC6 to discuss the matchup with Kalus in the November general election. ABC6 caught up with Governor McKee Tuesday night at the Renaissance Hotel in Providence following his victory.
We have momentum in our state that we've never seen before, and it took a campaign to actually let people know about it. We knew when the numbers started to turn that we were in good shape and we were going to hold on to the lead.
And now with that matchup set, the two candidates must convince voters they are the right person to lead Rhode Island. For Kalus, she says that starts with keeping young Rhode Islanders in the state and investing in its local economy.
We are going to reform the education system. We are going to make Rhode Island the most affordable place to live, work, and raise a family. Rhode Island can be the blue economy that's leveraging our assets. We have everything in this state.
Again, we have reached out to McKee's campaign this morning and have not heard back yet. And Kalus says she expects a tough fight over the next 2 months before they meet up in that November 8th general election. We're live in Providence. Yanni Trigelis, ABC6 News.
All right, Yanni, thank you. And September primary coverage continues now with the District 2 race for Congress. State Treasurer Seth Magaziner, the landslide winner in the Democratic primary. Last night, Magaziner wasting no time turning his attention to his general election opponent, Republican Alan Fung, speaking to supporters after the win. And in the capital city, the race for Providence Mayor, Brett Smiley's declared himself the winner in the three-candidate race. 1,100 votes separated Smiley and Gonzalo Cuervo, paving the way for a new mayor in the capital city.
I've been clear since day one about what my campaign is about. Better schools, safer streets, and better basic city services. I never deviated from that because that's what I heard from the people of Providence. That's what they wanted, and I stayed on that message the whole way through because that's what people in Providence want to see from their next mayor.
There is no Republican candidate for the general, leaving Smiley as the mayor-elect. And taking a look at other key races, first up, Lieutenant Governor incumbent Sabina Matos will now head to the general election after easily winning her primary last night, beating out Deb Ruggiero and Cynthia Mendez with 47% of the vote. And for the Republicans, Aaron Guckian has won the GOP nomination for Lieutenant Governor, beating Paul Pence. Guckian taking almost 68% of the vote in that race. In the race for state treasurer, former Central Falls Mayor James Diosso with a decisive win over former Commerce Secretary Stephen Pryor in the Democratic primary. Diosso will now face Republican James Lathrop in the general election. If you want to see all of the results from Tuesday's primary, we have them and a breakdown of the votes on our website. That's abc6.com. You can also download our ABC6 News app. Now let's head over to the Weather Center for a check of our forecast as we take a look outside right now with our sky cam. It is just a picture-perfect September day out there, Chelsea.
Truly, you couldn't ask for a better September afternoon, especially after all of the rain that we dealt with in many locations yesterday. Such a dreary day yesterday. Today, we're looking at sunshine. It's been sunny since the sunrise early this morning. Now we're sitting in the mid-70s range. The dew points have dropped off into the upper 50s. Anytime the dew points dip below 60 degrees, you're feeling significantly more comfortable comfortable out there. There's a bit of a breeze today that we're going to be dealing with, but it's a wind coming in from the west to almost the northwest at times, which continues to bring in lower humidity levels. Most of us in the low to mid 70s range. 76 is the average high for this time of year, so we're right around there right now, and we'll continue to warm a bit as we head into the afternoon. Already running around 5 degrees warmer right now than where we were yesterday at this time, and again, we still gain another few degrees into the afternoon hours. Satellite radar image is dry and clear, a few passing fair weather clouds at times. Otherwise, perfect sunshine continues to the afternoon with highs topping out close to 80 degrees. Now, overnight will be clear, cool, comfortable. Tomorrow, a bit cooler than today, and some chilly temperatures expected tomorrow night. I'll have much more in just a few minutes. Doreen?
Chelsea, thank you. In today's headlines, a temporary bypass cut off sewage from spilling into Warwick Pond. Yesterday, we told you about thousands of gallons of sewage that had flowed into the pond after a sewer line ruptured on Lakeshore Drive in the city. That led to the pond being closed to swimming. Mayor Frank Picozzi says crews worked overnight to engineer a sleeve to fix the failed pipe. The mayor says people driving through the area should avoid cutting through that neighborhood right now. And making it official, what has been affectionately known as the Dunk in downtown Providence will be renamed the Amp today, as Amica Insurance takes over sponsorship from Dunkin' Donuts. Amica was awarded the naming rights to the Providence Civic Center, home of the PC Friars and Providence Bruins. The full name is the Amica Mutual Pavilion. The naming rights deal is for 10 years, $900,000 a year. And now to Boston, where an investigation is underway after authorities say a package detonated at Northeastern University, sending a staff member to the hospital. Officials say the incident does not appear to be random, and a second unexploded package was also located. The search now on for the person or persons responsible. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
A desperate search underway in Boston for the person behind a package explosion at Northeastern University.
We advise, any folks out there that might, see something, to say something.
The FBI joining local police in the manhunt after officials say a manager at the university's virtual reality lab opened the package and suffered minor injuries to his forearms. The 45-year-old taken to the hospital.
We first saw two policemen kind of walking quickly into the building.
Investigators don't believe this is random. They discovered a note inside the package condemning virtual reality, also mentioning Facebook and its founder, Mark Zuckerberg. Sources telling ABC the package was a hard plastic case that contained no actual explosive materials. Instead, it appears it had been pressurized, and when opened, it depressurized, causing the detonation.
We heard the fire alarm, and so we assumed we should leave.
Police finding a second similar package, that one marked safe by the bomb squad.
One of the ladder trucks hoisted a ladder up to the roof of the building, and a firefighter with what I believe was an axe went up on top of the building.
Northeastern University evacuating several buildings on campus and canceling evening classes.
University officials say the scene is now secure and classes are resuming today. Law enforcement authorities asking the public to keep an eye out for anything that seems out of the ordinary. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
And still to come on ABC6 News at noon, more trouble at a new elementary school in Pawtucket, where students will be out of class again this week, and why. Plus, Mansfield residents hoping the all clear is given soon amid a boil water order. When and where you can get free water today if you live there. Now to our schools, and more trouble for the new Winters Elementary School in Pawtucket. The school will be closed today and tomorrow after a construction accident. According to the superintendent, a machine operator hit a buried ground wire, causing a power outage. The school department is working on a temporary generator so the school can reopen. You may remember Winters opened nearly a week late after failing an inspection right before the first day of school. Now to an ABC6 update on a water emergency in Mansfield. The town adding more opportunities to get bottled water as the boil water order continues there. There'll be 2 chances each day to get a case of water. That'll happen from 10 to 1, then again from 4 until 7. You will need a form of ID to verify that you're a Mansfield resident. The order went into effect after a sample of the town's water tested positive for E. coli. Rhode Island Hospital is adjusting visitor hours. Hours will now be from 10 until 7 p.m. daily. Only 2 visitors per patient are allowed. There's also a form you have to fill out that says you don't have any COVID symptoms. Masks must be worn at all times. And one other note, visiting hours are not changing at Hasbro. And MBTA officials giving an update on the Orange Line project, saying 82% of the work is done. Today marks day 26 of the 30-day shutdown. MBTA officials say just about all of the track work has been completed, and they are confident the Orange Line will be able to reopen on time Monday morning. Still to come here on the news at noon, we'll have the latest from London as the Queen's body leaves Buckingham Palace for the last time. Our continuing coverage now on the death of Queen Elizabeth II. There are hundreds of thousands of people lining the streets of London over the next 4 days, all for a chance to say goodbye to Queen Elizabeth. The Queen's coffin making the journey from Buckingham Palace to Westminster Hall this morning, where she'll lie in state until her funeral on Monday. ABC's Faith Abube is in London with the latest.
With guns firing at Hyde Park and the bells at Big Ben tolling in salute, all black military horses pulled the gun carriage carrying Queen Elizabeth's coffin out of Buckingham Palace for one final time. King Charles, his siblings, sons, and senior members of the royal family close behind for the solemn 38-minute journey to Westminster Hall. Thousands of well-wishers lined along the route to bid farewell to their queen. Flights at Heathrow Airport delayed so they wouldn't disturb the somber procession. Inside Westminster Hall, a short service. The Queen's coffin draped in the royal standard and topped with the imperial state crown, orb, and scepter.
Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in God. Believe also in me.
Queen Elizabeth will lie in state here until her funeral on Monday. Mourners will stream inside 24 hours a day for the next 4 days. Overnight, hundreds in the rain, hoping to be among the first inside.
It's rained for 70 years, so 24 hours of rain isn't going to hurt me for a while.
Officials say they expect more than 750,000 mourners will wait in long lines, some for up to 30 hours, just to try to see the Queen. The long route taking them past some of London's iconic landmarks.
It can rain, hail, snow, whatever. It can thunder, lightning, and it doesn't really matter. I'm here to show my respects to the Queen.
And only up to 350,000 of mourners waiting in these long lines are actually expected to get inside Westminster Hall to pay their final respect before the funeral on Monday. In London, Faith Abube, ABC News.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Chelsea Priest.
Well, yesterday over Block Island, there were flooding rains coming down through the morning hours into the early afternoon before we really started to dry out a bit. Today couldn't be any different. You can see things are really beautiful out there. Tons of people out walking along the beach towards the North Light. A really gorgeous day, a beach day if you wanted to make it one. Those temperatures are in the mid to upper 70s range for our inland spots, low 70s along the coastline, but those dew points have dropped off significantly today. Feeling so much more comfortable outside. We're coming down a few degrees cooler than where we were yesterday at this time. Seasonable for this time of year. The average high is 76 degrees. We're hovering right around there as we head into the afternoon hours, if not slightly above that, topping out close to 80 degrees today. Record set all the way back in 1931 of 90 degrees, obviously nowhere close to that, just a few degrees above average. Now the breeze is coming in from the west, 10 to 15 miles per hour. So a good breeze outside for the afternoon and a few gusts at times around 20 miles per hour, but it's that wind direction from the west and eventually northwest that's really bringing in such comfortable air. Our dew points have dipped below 60 degrees for almost all of us, meaning that we feel a lot more comfortable outside today compared to the last few days. And not only that, this is just the start of those dew points dropping off. By tomorrow morning, many of us have dew points down to the 40s and some real fall-like crispness in the forecast for Thursday and Friday. That really nice dry air coming into play. It'll be a little bit cooler in the coming days as well. Satellite radar image over the last 6 hours. Dry, sunny, barely a cloud in sight. If you are seeing clouds, they're just some of those passing fair weather clouds coming through, and that will continue into the afternoon hours. Big high pressure system in control across southern New England. And we're going to be seeing that in control for the coming days, meaning we have sunshine today, sunshine tomorrow, sunshine Friday, sunshine Saturday, a good stretch of sunshine ahead of us here in southern New England. What you're looking at on your futurecast is dry conditions. Again, just a few fair weather clouds at times. We head through tonight, you'll be clear and comfortable. Lows dipping down into the 50s tomorrow morning, feeling very dry, very comfortable outside. Sunshine continues all day tomorrow. Highs tomorrow only in the low 70s range, so it'll be a bit cooler than average. And again, feeling pretty fall-like. We head into Friday, similar conditions, sunshine expected pretty much all day long. There is an area of high development. It's actually going to be a tropical depression 7 right now that the National Hurricane Center are watching. You can see it's making its way towards parts of the Caribbean in the coming days. So this is one that if it does become named would be Fiona. It's one that we'll talk about in the coming days. That being said, it's the only area as of right now the National Hurricane Center is watching. Mainly sunny today. A breezy, less humid day out there tonight, or let's jump to the beach forecast rather. Mid to upper 70s outside if you are making today a beach day. UV index still high this time of year. Our wave side around 3 to 4 feet, but the rip current risk is low. Tonight is mainly clear. It's comfortable. Temps in the upper 50s. Tomorrow looks like a great day. It's just a bit cooler outside. And then it's tomorrow night and into Friday morning that many of us will dip down into the 40s to start the day. Low 50s right in the downtown Providence area. So certainly one of our cooler mornings that we've seen in quite some time. We head into Saturday. You'll see sunshine. Temperatures will be seasonable. A little bit warmer late in the weekend and into the early part of next week. A couple little spotty showers around, although no significant rain. The weekend looks pretty good. It's our final weekend of summer.
Wow.
Official summer. I know.
You said the word crisp.
I know.
And I did a double take. I thought you said Christmas for a second.
Not quite there.
Crispness.
Okay,
I know.
Got it. I may have made that up, but
you're a meteorologist. You could tell me it's the way it is. And I gotta believe you.
People know what I meant.
Yes, exactly.
As long as they knew I didn't say Christmas air.
Right, exactly.
Crispness.
Okay.
It'll be nice and crisp. That crisp. Now I'm like getting all tongue-tied.
We're good.
The nice, dry,
crisp
air.
We got it.
Air tomorrow morning.
Thanks, Chelsea. We'll be right back right after this. I thought you said crisp. Trending today, Gisele Bundchen's candid new interview, sharing her feelings about everything from being a mom to husband Tom Brady's football career. ABC's Ariel Reshef has the story.
This morning, supermodel Gisele Bundchen gracing the cover of Elle, opening up about her family and her decision to dial back her blockbuster career to raise her children with husband of 13 years, Tom Brady. In the wide-ranging interview, the 42-year-old telling the magazine, "I've done my part, which is to be there for Tom. I moved to Boston, and I focused on creating a cocoon and a loving environment for my children to grow up in, and to be there supporting him and his dreams." Adding, "I feel very fulfilled as a mother and as a wife, and now it's going to be my turn." For years, she's been a staple on the sidelines, cheering on her husband's legendary football career, the 7-time Super Bowl champ announcing his retirement back in February, but the 45-year-old stunning fans by unretiring just 6 weeks later. This summer, the Hall of Famer taking an unusual 11-day break from Buccaneers training camp, fueling questions about his family and future, telling reporters he just needed some time away.
It's all personal, everyone's got different situations they're dealing with, so we all have really unique challenges to our life.
Though the Elle cover interview wrapped weeks before Brady's break, Gisele did address rumors that she wants the father of 3 to retire for good.
"Obviously, I have my concerns. This is a very violent sport, and I have my children, and I would like him to be more present. I have definitely had those conversations with him over and over again, but ultimately, I feel that everybody has to make the decision that works for them. He needs to follow his joy, too."
And still to come here on ABC6 News at noon. We're going to check back in with Chelsea for more on that afternoon forecast. Stay with us. Well, finally this afternoon, the death of Queen Elizabeth II. Netflix is seeing a surge in viewership for The Crown, the series about the Queen's reign. Season 1 is now in Netflix's top 10. Producers of the show had paused production following news of the monarch's death, but they picked back up today. Excuse me, I have a cough.
It's okay.
I'm not chopped up about it. But the 6th and final season is set to premiere in November, so you don't have to wait too long to see that final season.
I'm not surprised by this news. Not one bit. I've wanted to go back and rewatch it.
Yes.
The first couple seasons are so
It was
so
good. I was hooked. I started actually late, but I
Oh,
went
right,
back
you
to
had
the
to go
beginning.
back. I remember that.
It's good.
It's so
I like
good.
it.
It's
Yeah.
really good.
Mhm.
I'm curious what they'll do with this new season. We are looking at just a gorgeous September day. Sunny, breezy, mild, a little bit cooler in the coming days with more sunshine continuing, feeling fall-like out there.
All right. Thanks, Chelsea. Thank you for joining us for the news at noon. The news continues. First and 4. Have a great day.